This is the Dogecoin 1 month overview reading for the month of December 2022. It's currently November 23rd, 2022, 8:33 p.m. Eastern Time. And the current price of Dogecoin at the time of this reading is just over 8 cents, 0.8132. So the overall theme and behavior, guys, we have an important high or crest or peak here that'll stand out on a like on a year-to-date chart probably, and a sharp decline throughout the month. So, like the sharp decline will stand out definitely on a 1 month, probably on a year-to-date as well. It looks like the decline continues into January. And it's crossed, however, with a notable move higher, successfully turning resistance into new support, at least at one moment or another here in December. And the behavior around the high, there's an important resistance level that's highlighted here. And then there's volatility. There's kind of like some jagged behavior to reach it, and then there's some volatility after reaching that resistance level. It's also a good mean point to open up a straddle, or I should say, to open up a short position and a long position and play both sides. Behavior around the low. The lowest low, there's a fast sudden move higher standing out of the low, standing out on a 1 month chart. Before we go any further, let's check out October. I'm pretty sure it wasn't my best reading, but it's important to show the failures too, guys, because we're right so often. It's like really easy to just think, oh, I can't lose, and then you end up betting like you can't lose, and you lose everything. So it's important, guys. You got to remember, I'm not right all the time. I make mistakes. And it looks like the mistake here, so 3 pokes through the same price level. The sorrow card is 3 pokes through the same price level, followed by a sharp decline after the 3rd poke. Usually looks like we didn't have that sharp decline. Instead, it was combined with this fast sudden move higher, ending a period of volatility, which really was sideways kind of rotation in the case of this chart. But prior to this big move here, prior to that big move, see that's volatility. It just looks a lot different when you take that big move into scale. So this is majority of October is pretty volatile, right? And then right before we enter November, there's that fast sudden move higher, marking the end of that volatility. The 3 pokes, however, they did show up. We have it's really kind of like very minimal, but I mean they're just little pokes. That's what it's supposed to be. So you have 1, 2, 3 here. You have the first 2 over here, 1, 2, and then you have the last one here. And there's a little bit of a drop after it, but not really, because we have that Knight of Swords, which basically is a fast sudden move higher, ending that period of volatility. And then October sneak preview for November also spoke about sideways fluidity, like equal amounts of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, and it looks like based on that we were pretty accurate there as well. So we were off as far as the low being here at the end of the month. The low ended up being looks like on the 22nd, pretty off, pretty off. Looks like I have the 23rd there. Is that the 22nd? It's not the 22nd. That's the 13th. Okay, so hold on. That's not so off. Okay, so that's a prominent low there. Prominent low, and it looks like that was the best opportunity to open up long position. I'm finding more and more that the Ace of Cups represents lows, like turning points that are lows in markets. Most of the time it seems to be happening. I'll have to add that to the book, but in any case, so there's that long opportunity to open up a long position in the midst of the decline, which again, if you take out this big chunk of this big move at the end of the month, that makes a lot more. That's a decline opportunity there on the 13th. in the midst of the decline with a prominent low. So that's pretty solid. On the 6th, we have a high as well. And then on the 2nd, we had a low. It looks like we were off by, oh, well, yeah, we're right on the ball there, actually. That's the 2nd. So a low on the 2nd, a high on the 6th, prominent high on the 9th. We got another one there. And I did call the highest high, well, matter of fact, it's the highest high right up until the very end of the month, I should say. So not quite. But it was the highest high for most of the month. And then what do we have here? Here's the 13th. We looked at that already. The 16th. Kind of a low there, but it's not really pronounced. It's hard to put like a placement on it. And then we have prominent high on the 19th, prominent low on the 20th. So high on the 19th, low on the, is that the 20th? Low on the 20th. So we have a lower low on the 21st. So we were a little bit off with that, off by a day. And then on the 25th, we have another prominent low. Off by a day there. And then that's where things go screwy. So we do have this move to the upside, this big move higher, marked by, foretold of by the star card, and also the horse figurine. So a lot of movement to the upside foretold of. I just expected there to be a lower, like there was going to be less of a move to the upside and more of a retracement of that move. Really what we had is on the 30th we had a prominent low. We were on point as far as prominent low, just it wasn't where the lowest low was. So timing as far as prominent lows was good. And then 28th we had a little bit of a move, like a little bit of a peak. We're off a little bit there as well, I would say. It was really like the 29th, 30th. Let's say it was the 29th, really, that we had that high. But it's still pretty solid, guys. Pretty accurate. I thought it was going to be a lot worse than that, based on that low being in the wrong position. And especially since that reading was created... Oh, excuse me, that's modified. Let me open up that created. Where is it? There we go. October Doge created September 29, 2022. Alright, back to December, my friends. So it looks like a prominent high at the start of the month. I was originally thinking that this is one of the likely places that we have the highest high, but my sense is that it's probably on the 6th. This is a high probability to be highest high, but my sense is that it's the 6th. If it's not the 6th, then it's probably the 1st. This is a notable decline card, and we're declining off of a high, so we should see the high early on in the month and the low late in the month. And this move higher successfully turning resistance into support. That can take place anywhere. It's like it can happen more than once. It's the type of event that you look for. It looks like it happens around the 26th through the 28th. And it looks like it happens here on the 5th through the 7th, possibly on the 17th. Well, we'll get into it. So there's that prominent high on the 1st, and we have a period of sideways rotation with a sharp dip in that period of sideways rotation. There's a correlation to a sharp drop here as correlated to the theme card. And there's also a trade opportunity there in the midst of a prominent reversal on a one-day chart. On the 2nd, we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level. We revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity, and there's a swing trade opportunity involving a sharp drop and a prominent trough on a one-day chart. On the 3rd, I'm advised to be cautious, multiple false tops. On the 4th, sideways fluidity, equal amounts of bulls and bears. Usually there's like some sort of price swing there. You go up and then back down, or then up, down, up, down. You generally end around the same price level that you start. Excuse me, with the change card. And there is also a correlation on the 4th to a sharp drop off of a peak. So that makes a lot of sense. This could be another place where that highest high takes place. These could all be highest highs is what probably takes place. These are all highest highs right here, most likely. So we've dropped from a peak from that high, it looks like, into a prominent trough on the 5th, down through multiple support levels, and then there's some sort of price swing, it looks like, here, because we have what appears to be a highest high here on the 6th. And like I said, if it's not the highest high, then it's going to be on the first and the 4th, most likely. But my sense is that that's a cash out opportunity there on the 6th. Look, we've got the Princess of Discs and the Ace of Discs right next to each other. Princess of Discs, opportunity to cash out. A lot of volatility in there on the 6th and the 7th, and it looks like we successfully turned resistance into new support there on the 6th, 7th, at least temporarily. There is a swing trade opportunity there somewhere towards, like, I think probably towards the end of the day on the 6th, involving key support level on a 1 month, on a 1 day chart. Also a male rulers highlighted around the time of that swing trade. On the 8th, a big move to the upside. Yeah, there's volatility in there on the 6th and the 7th. So we go from that prominent trough, and then there's a decline with volatility to a support level on the 6th, 7th in there. Okay, on the 8th, a big move to the upside, standing out on a 1 month chart. A significant trade opportunity right on the cusp there between the 8th and the 9th. And then there's, on the 9th, we sell from a prominent peak or crest on a 1 month chart standing out. We'll sell, and the sell-off will be notable as well to a trough. It looks like a prominent trough for the month towards the end of the day on the 9th or into the day on the 10th. End of the day on the 9th, and then it looks like there's probably like a big move to the upside or a breakout on a 1 day chart kind of overnight on a 1 day chart scale, and then we decline with increasing momentum on the 10th into the end of the day, sort of kind of a decline with a pop in the middle and then a decline. The 9th declining, pop, and then 10th declining. But then on the 11th, there's a rally into resistance. We attempt to break through resistance, but we fail and turn around and decline through key support. That's on the scale of a 1 month chart. Looks like the crest is actually on the 11th or 12th there. It's a prominent high for the month. Again, it looks like the 11th, 12th, 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. We bump up against it a couple times, that price level there. And then there's a notable drop when we hit that resistance level on the 12th. A lot of it's not a notable drop. We successfully turn. No, it's a notable drop. There's a notable drop early in the day from the crest on the 12th, and quite a bit of volatility in there, and then another crest on the 13th early in the day. We attempt to establish support there. On the 15th, on the 14th, we break through resistance, bump along resistance, break through resistance, bump along resistance, that kind of behavior. And then on the 15th, there's 3 pokes through the same resistance, followed by a sharp decline off of that 3rd poke. On the 16th, another notable move higher, sitting out on a 1 month scale, similar scale to that of the 8th. On the 17th, we have a holding pattern and a pop and drop in there. There's also what appears to be a prominent lower crest there on the 17th. And then out of oversold territory on the 18th, there's a big move higher. Either that or it's to fill a previous gap down. Takes us into a near overbought crest or peak on the 19th that we sell from. Yeah, it looks like that peak or crest is easily missed on the 19th, and it's a swing trade opportunity. On the 20th, likely we gap up. If we're declining on the 19th into the close, then we likely gap up early on the 20th. Probably. Matter of fact, we probably gap down and then push higher for distant resistance on the 20th. On the 21st, we decline to and through support level, meet another support level, and we rotate sideways along that support before breaking down through multiple supports. There's a speech of some sort that's significant towards the end of the day on the 21st, and then we have a notable move higher on the 22nd, a rally that stands out on a 1-month chart and also offers an opportunity to open up a short position. On the 23rd, an important price level is highlighted. Volatility kind of flattens out there, price action kind of flattens out there, and then on the 24th, looks like there's a peak or crest towards the end of the day on the 24th or the 25th, and we decline through multiple support levels there around the 24th, 25th from that peak or crest, with consecutively lower spikes up on the way down throughout the 25th into another prominent low or trough for the month. Looks like on the cusp of the 25th or early on the 26th. On the 26th, we decline to and through a support level and then do some rotation along that support level, but then there's also a move to the upside, successfully turning resistance into new support. And then that rally, that move to the upside, successfully turning resistance into new support, ends on the 27th. There's a swing trade opportunity there involving male ruler of nations or an important support level on a one-day chart. On the 28th, we have sideways rotation. It looks like we at least temporarily establish new support out of old resistance. And it's sideways rotation along that support, increasing with bearish sentiment as we move forward into the day. There's also a correlation there. There's the completion of a rally along a diagonal trend line on the 29th, and it's marked by a fast sudden move higher and then a breakdown through the diagonal trend line, with increasing volatility moving into what appears to be the lowest low there on the 29th. And then on the 30th, that period of volatility ends with a fast sudden move higher, followed by on the 31st a decline back down through a key support level that we had recently broken through once before. Sneak preview for the following month. Looks like we come to a prominent bottom on like a 1-year kind of chart, a prominent bottom there, or prominent low that'll stand out, and an opportunity in the midst of a decline into that low to open up a long position. That's Dogecoin, guys, for December 2022. Guys, make sure you follow that rule of karma. It's the whole point of me putting this information out. Spread that love into the world, and it will multiply tenfold and come back to you as well tenfold in all directions, my friends. Just make sure you follow that rule of karma. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out the video explaining the rule of karma. It's a requirement for utilizing this information properly. And with that said, stay tuned. We're going to do some quick Q&A, and then that'll be it. All right, guys, this is the Q&A for price levels. For those of you that are interested, here's the shuffle. File was created on November 20th, 2022. That's the December reading, or the recording.
This is the Dogecoin 1-month overview reading for the month of December 2022. It's currently November 19th, 2022, approximately 11:15 p.m. Eastern, and Dogecoin is currently 8.5 cents.
There's some flare kinetics in there, I'm pretty sure. Not. All right. Alright, so we're looking at the chart, the all-time chart of Dogecoin. It's not much lower it can go, really, you know. Does Dogecoin decline to a price level of 3 cents in the month of December 2022? Does Dogecoin decline to a price level of 5 cents in the month of December 2022? Yes. Does Dogecoin decline further than 5 cents in the month of December 2022? Yes. Does Dogecoin decline to 4 cents in December 2022? No. Does Dogecoin decline to 4.5 cents in December 2022? Yes. So roughly 4.5 cents, guys. And it looks like we see that. Is Dogecoin's December lowest low price level taking place? Is Dogecoin's December 2022 lowest low price level taking place on December 29th, 2022? No. Is the Dogecoin December 2022 lowest low taking place on December 28th, 2022? Yes. Do we see the lowest price level for Dogecoin more than once? Do we see the December lowest low price level of Dogecoin more than once in December 2022? Yes. Do we see it? Do we see the lowest price level of December for Dogecoin in 2022, December 2022, taking place 3 times? Yes. Do we see the lowest low for Dogecoin in the month of December 2022 taking place on the 25th or 26th of December 2022? Yes. It's like right on the cusp. Do we see the lowest price level of Dogecoin taking place in the month of December 2022 taking place on the 17th of December 2022? Yes. So it looks like those are the 3 lows. Oh, that's a maybe. Interesting. It's not a yes, it's a maybe. Well, I mean, technically it's like the same price level there. It's just maybe we can be extrapolated as even or equal. Is Dogecoin's highest price level of the month of December 2022 taking place on December 6, 2022? No. Is Dogecoin's highest price level of December 2022 taking place on the 7th of December 2022? No. Is Dogecoin's highest price level taking place? Is Dogecoin's December 2022 highest price level taking place on the 1st of December 2022? Yes. Do we see the highest price level of Dogecoin's December 2022 taking place more than once in December 2022? No. So that's the highest high, the first, guys. And with that said, there's a good trade opportunity. The best trade opportunity I think that I can see here is to open up a short position. If you can do that with Doge around the 6th, open up a short position or close a long position, open up a short position, and then close that short position around the 28th, on the 28th of December 2022. That's probably what I would do. and then I'd be holding on, or I'd be poised to open up long positions in January. Yeah, guys, that's Dogecoin for December 2022. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Follow that rule of karma, and most importantly, my friends, have a good day. I'll see you on the next one.